Running an online business can be incredibly thrilling. You don't have to worry about reporting to a boss. You don't have to worry about going to a particular location every day. You have location independence. You can run your business from anywhere. You also end up creating a lot of times this situation where you get a big influx of cash, maybe due to a launch, maybe due to being, featured on Forbes or Business Insider, and you just get a lot of additional people in your environment that are purchasing your programs. And the thing is, it is so easy to intuitively think, oh, well, when I make all this money, I'm going to pay down all of this debt. It's going to be so amazing. And this is exactly the last thing that a profitable, sustainable business wants to be doing. And that is counterintuitive for most people. Hi, my name is Amber Duggar, founder of Profit for Keeps. And in today's Profit for Joy episode, we are going to be talking all about what you really want to be doing once you create or once you've experienced that influx in cash. Maybe it's from your business, maybe it's from an inheritance, maybe it's from, an unexpected check that comes in your mail. There's all sorts of reasons once we get really clear on creating a financial foundation that money starts coming in, because we are sending out signals to the universe that are saying, yes, I'm ready to become a responsible financial steward. And so I want to share today some key things that you want to keep in mind, because when this does happen, if you haven't already experienced this, or if you've experienced it and you're feeling like, where the heck is the evidence of that in my bank account? I don't see it. This episode is for you. Okay, so let's just get right to the point here. The very first thing you do not want to do is immediately pay off debt. And I know that sounds so crazy. And before you jump off this recording or this video, I want you to just think for a moment, what possibly what you've done in the past. Have you made an investment in your business, then you make a lot of money, and then you immediately pay the investment off? And then what happens? Something unexpected comes up and you end up having to put money back on that card. Einstein says, don't do the same thing over and over again and expect different results. The same thing applies here. Instead of immediately paying off debt, the very first thing you want to do is create a financial foundation for yourself. This is going to be different than what you probably have done in the past. So instead of immediately paying off debt, you want to look at your current revenue goal, what went into that current revenue goal in terms of your personal expenses, your business expenses, and determine how much can be set aside to have 2 full months of personal and business expenses in the bank. Guess what this is going to do? This is going to eliminate the need to use a card when something unexpected comes up, because you have that available to you. Would you have to build it back up? Absolutely. But it's not psychologically a hit by putting things back on a card. And that's what we're looking to avoid here. The financial foundation that we teach inside Profit for Keeps is as follows. Number 1, build that 2 months savings in both business and personal. Once you have achieved that, and what that means is if you're paying yourself $10,000 a month, or you want to pay yourself $10,000 a month, that's $20,000 in your bank account at the beginning of any given month. And that would cover for the next 60 days. That is the definition of aged money. You wouldn't have to have any money coming into your account for 60 days and you would be totally fine. Now, honestly, when you're hitting a revenue goal, you're still going to be paying yourself that $10,000, and that's just going to add on. So you're ever running runway of that 2 months of maintaining those expenses. Same thing for business. Once you have that in place, and if there's still money left over, that's when you can start attacking the debt. Okay, so let's say that you bring in $200,000 and you have $60,000 set aside for the 2 full months, and then you can use the remaining money to pay down debt and then to get additional 4 months of living expenses and business expenses. That said, there's a caveat here. If that money that came in is a lot of pay in fulls, you want to establish what we call drip revenue or deferred revenue. We don't want to get too fancy with the terms here, but basically, if you are paid, let's say $30,000 for the next 12 months, instead of realizing all $30,000 and using that right away, you want to take that $30,000 and divide it by 12. And each month, give yourself a 12th of that revenue. Now, that may not happen immediately over time. Maybe you need that cash injection right now. But over time, you want to really start looking at your pay in fulls as simply given revenue that you're going to be able to disperse to yourself throughout the year. The other thing that you want to be looking at is ensuring that the amount of money you're putting aside for those 2 months is truly the right amount. And this is where we look at our true expenses. Do you have all of those subscriptions in there? Do you have your annual payments in there? Do you have your extra things like travel, conferences, unexpected opportunities to invest in? Those are things that you want to think about so that when you're putting aside that money, it truly is a full month of expenses versus your normal monthly expenses that you're thinking about. You also want to be thinking about upcoming hires. If you know that you want to bring in another salesperson, putting aside money for the next 3 to 6 months for that salesperson will allow you to be financially prepared to not have that person immediately start making money for you in your business. And the biggest thing for true wealth building is implementing a cash flow management system in not only your business, but in your personal. And that is absolutely what we focus on teaching you inside Profit for Keeps. If this is interesting, if you feel like, oh my gosh, I definitely need to do this, make sure that you sign up for our next Aged Money Challenge. You can go to amberduggar.com/challenge. We would also love for you to join us inside Sweet Life Purposeful Money. It is our growing Facebook community that is just full of incredible impact-driven entrepreneurs that are seeing that the Profit for Joy movement is truly the next step for true wealth generation. All right, my friends, thank you so much for being here today. I look forward to hearing from you all in terms of what key takeaways you had from this lesson. And also, have you experienced a large influx in cash, and what has that experience been for you? I love to hear by you commenting below. All right. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to us on YouTube, like this video, and share with anyone you feel that it would be useful to. Thanks again. Much love, everyone. Amber Duggar. See you until next week. Talk soon.